Well, just Jaskaran, I start at people's origin stories from the beginning. Tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Everett, Washington. I was raised in Marysville. Um, I know how to, I'm from India, but I know how to write, speak, and read my language.
Oh, cool.
And what else?
Well, tell me about your home life, like growing up.
Home life
what
was
that
really like strict, and my mom didn't let me do anything growing up. Like, I was a bad kid. I was a rebel, so I was a black sheep. Like, I always snuck out. I always did whatever I wanted because I followed my heart and follow like my opinions in my mind, you know. And my mom doesn't like that because she tried to arrange marriage me. She tried to get me to arrange marriage.
Oh, really? Tell me more about that.
I told her no, and she still went ahead and tried to do it, right? And like, cause like one day we were sitting at the table eating dinner, and she was like, "Can I send your picture to him?" It's this guy in Canada. It's a random guy in Canada, right? And I was like, "How the fuck do you know a guy from Canada?" Sorry for the language. And she was like,
"You talk any way you want to talk."
Well, a lot of my family's from Canada, but like my mom knows a lot of people. So, you know, she wants me to marry into like a wealthy family, you know, a wealthy guy, blah, blah, blah.
And how old were you at this time?
I was, so now I'm 29. I was probably like 24. And I had a 2-year-old son. I have a 9-year-old. I got 3 kids. I got a 9-year-old kid. And at the time he was 2 or 3 because I raised him. I raised 3 kids by myself for a long time until something bad, things happened, life happened.
Well, let's get there.
Yeah. My mom sent my number to the guy and sent a picture to the guy, and I told her not to, but I think she just did it to tease me, like make me mad a little bit, because me and my mom like butt heads a lot, but we also get along. She just wants me to be something in life. But I told her, I was like, I'll be something in life one day, just watch, you know? Because patience is a virtue, which I also have to learn, but my mom also needs to learn that.
Well, join the club.
Yeah. I know, like, my dad passed away when I was little, so my mom raised 3 teenagers all by herself.
Oh, well, let's talk about that. So there's, you have 2 other siblings?
Mm-hmm.
And how old were you when your dad passed away?
I was 10.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry.
I know, I don't really have many memories of him, though. Like, I remember little things.
Yeah.
But my mom never wants to talk about him. Every time I ask, she changes the subject.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's probably
so it's
too
just
painful
like,
for her.
You know, like, when I left my house when I was 18, my mom's house, because she didn't let me do anything, so.
Well, when your dad passed away, did she, like, get more strict?
Well, she worked a lot,
okay.
I think, to hide her pain, because she never cried about it. But she worked a lot. Like, me and my siblings pretty much raised ourselves. And we fought a lot, too. And, like, my mom was really, like, she couldn't handle us. She didn't know how to, you know? Because, like, after having my own kids, I realized what she went through, and I told her about it. You know, I said sorry for leaving, because I left when I was 18, and she didn't talk to me for 4 years. She disowned me, dude. She disowned me, and she wasn't there for my first birth. She met my son when he was 2 years old.
Well, when you were 18, where'd you go when you left?
Georgia.
Why Georgia?
Yeah, my oldest son's dad.
Okay.
Lived there half-time and half-time in Washington.
Okay.
And so his family approved of me and our relationship, because I actually told my mom I was 17 years old, and I told my mom, I was like, I have a boyfriend, and she's like, I don't care, break up with him. Those are her exact words, so I left. And I can't believe I did it. Like, I can't believe I had the guts to do that, because like that was an adventure. I was living there for 4 years, and then when my son was like almost 2 years old, me and my ex broke up, my oldest son's dad, because I have 2 different baby dads. And I told my mom for the first time I talked to her, right? Because we talked on and off kind of during my pregnancy, because like she didn't really want to be there through it, you know? She didn't know how to feel. I tried to put myself in her shoes, and like it's hard because she doesn't talk to me, you know? And I can't talk to her, so it's like I don't want that with my daughter. I want to be able to talk to her, like I want her to trust me, because my mom's like, you don't tell me anything, blah, blah, you're so bad. I was like, I'm not so bad, dude. Like when she found out, I was like, it's a different story, but yeah, it was rough. And she bought my plane ticket, and she said, come home. And I came home, and I lived with my mom for like 3 or 4 years.
And you had a child at this time?
Yeah,
and
he was 2 years old.
Stayed or came with you?
He came with me.
Okay.
And I told my oldest son's dad, I was like, because he had a relationship behind my back and shit, right? And sorry if I'm cussing.
It's okay.
But that was a hard time in my life, and because I left everything for him. And then my mom was like, just drop everything and come back. And I was like, I don't have money. Like, he had all the money. And she was like, well, she was like, I'll pay for your ticket. And I was like, you don't pay for anything for me. And she was like, don't get used to it, because she always says, God gave you 2 hands and 2 feet, use them. She doesn't pay for anything because people assume that I'm Indian, that I'm rich, right? My family may come from a wealthy home, but I don't. I mean, I've done everything on my own. My brother and sister still live under her roof because I'm 29, my brother's 27, and my sister's 25. We're all like the same age. And they still live under her roof. They may have jobs. They may have like good jobs, because my brother's an accountant and he had a 4.0, like he was a UW student. But I'm also really smart. I just slacked off a bit, you know, because like I had a life. Like growing up, I had friends and stuff, and like I wanted to go do things. I wanted to go party, but my mom never let me. And I realized like that's not what I like to do. Like I'm more introverted, you know. And my sister, she just like doesn't really talk to me no more. She just always like hangs out with her friends, or like she's a dental assistant now, because she was doing, me and her in college at the same time at one point. Like she was doing medical assisting and I was doing phlebotomy, and I used to do her homework and I used to do her test. And she was like, shh, don't tell mom. And I was like, eventually my mom found out, because my mom's like, oh, you make dumb decisions. I was like, you know, I used to do my sister's homework, right? And she's like, and I was like, I'm not dumb, dude. I'll be something one day. Because she's like, why aren't you something yet? Like, why are you still in the streets, blah, 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 right? And I was like, for one, I've been trying to get housing. They're not giving it to me. Like, it's not my fault. The process is slow. Like, for 2, like, my mom doesn't understand. And for 3, I was like, I'll be something one day. Just watch. And she was like, because my mom wants to open an Indian restaurant. And I want to help her fulfill her dream. And like my siblings, you know what my sister said when I told her about it? I was like, we should do this for mom. And she was like, we don't have time for that. Like, she doesn't want to do that. That's not her. What do you mean it's her dream? I was like, do you not know what her dream is? Like, don't you want to help her out? She's like, we don't have time for that. Like, we go to work and stuff. And I was like, you're no fun, dude. Like, you don't want to do that? Like, let's represent her last name, man. Let's represent her dad, man. Like, let's do it. And she's like, because we have a family group chat now and shit, you know? And like, my brother's like, oh, cool. He's probably thinking, oh, you keep saying this, this, and this. You're not going to do it. The famous Jess says she's going to do it and not do it. I was like, bet, I'll do it one day. And like, my sister, she has no talent. No offense. I love her, but like, she changed and she just, I don't know. It's like, they just are monotone. They can't dance. Like, I try to teach my family how to dance because I can dance my cultural dancing, and I've loved to dance growing up because my mom never let me, right? She never let me do gymnastics. I played soccer for 7 years, played tennis, I played basketball.
Did you do all this at college?
Huh? No, and growing up, I played soccer for 7 years.
Growing up, gotcha.
Recreation, and my mom went to every game. And I used to beat my brother up because he used to fucking come up to me. He was really mean growing up. He used to make our lives hell. Turn the Wi-Fi password off. Like, he's like, I'm gonna stone cold stunner you, because we watched wrestling growing up from my dad's traditions, whatever. You know, it's kind of cool. So he used to, like, you know, try to beat me up and shit. And I was like, if you touch me one more time, I'm gonna hurt you, right? And he's like, you're crazy. I was like, don't. And then I used to always stand up for my sister, because like I didn't tell her when I left Georgia. I didn't tell nobody.
You just took off.
Yeah, I took off.
Well, I'm curious, when you came back with your 2-year-old
So awkward, yeah.
son?
Yeah, my 2-year-old son.
And then went to live with your
Jackson.
mom?
Yeah, I went to go live with her, and because I started working I was a manager at Taco Bell, and while I was working like 6-10 hour shifts, my mom was watching my son for me. On like her days off, we switched off. But funny thing is, she worked at Taco Bell too. And she worked there for over 20 years. And she's like, come work here. I was like, I don't want to work at fast food. And she's like, just do it. Get a different job later. I ended up working there for 4 years, and
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
I became a manager because like my hours were lenient, and like with my twins, like I worked because I got in a really bad relationship with my ex. Like, CJ saved my life. And
You said twins.
Yeah, I had twins.
Late after the 2-year-old.
Yeah, they're 3. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And my mom, she's like, I don't know how you handle them, but yeah, a lot happened within that time, and I lost my kids. But it's funny because none of it was my fault. It was all my ex. Mm-hmm. I take accountability for some of my actions. Like, yeah, granted, I started doing drugs, but me and him were together for 4 years, and he was doing drugs my whole relationship. And I didn't even know at first, right? He told me, I thought he stopped, and I started doing them 2 years into our relationship. I left him when I was pregnant. I should have stayed gone because he didn't even want the kid. Like, they did me really wrong. Like, I beat 2 CPS cases. The third one, they set me up. They put something on my front porch, which my ex had me start.
You said they
put. Am I allowed to talk about this stuff?
You can talk about whatever.
They
you
put
want.
meth on my front porch. Like, it wasn't even mine. And the 2 CPS cases, like, they gave me vouchers for my kids, and like the first one was his sister, dude. Like, who does that? Like, I don't know. He just switched up. My ex just changed, and he started like, I don't know. I talked to him one time since. He tried to kill me out of trouble, and he started getting really abusive towards me. Like, I thought I was gonna marry him. We were together for 4 years, like, yeah, a long time.
Where are your children now?
They're with his parents.
Okay,
like,
so the twins are with his parents.
They're foster parents. They got minor guardianship of them, but they know that I'm a good mom, and they know I'm a good person, and I still don't know why they're doing all this. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. I need a lot of answers, and nobody's giving them to me.
Well, I'm curious. Well, your son, the firstborn, where's he?
He's with his dad right now in Georgia.
Oh,
so his dad finally started stepping up. Like, he has a good family there. He has cousins, nieces, nephews, grandpa, grandma, dad, but his dad's like switching up on me now too, saying, you know, like, my son wrote, "I hate you," and he never writes that. Like, we talked on the phone the other day. He said, "I love you," and I told him, "I'm gonna bring you home. I'm just trying to get you your own room, you know. And I want you to finish the school year, spend time with your dad." I would never, ever say bad things to him about his dad, and both of them, like, all my kids. But right now, I think God is saying, like, I just need to get my life together and focus on me, because my mom decided to... I asked my mom what happened, right? Because my son said, "Oh, my parents told me what you did." He said, "My parents." He's never said that, because my ex has a girlfriend now. He's always said my ex. He said my dad and my girlfriend. But he said my parents, and I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I was like, "You said you hate me. You mean you love me?" And he was like, "I think it made me sad." And he's like, "They told me what you did." And I was like, "What do you mean? What did I do? I should have a chance to explain to my child what, like, my life," because my mom went behind my back. And I asked her, I said, "Mom, what happened? Like, my son's not happy." She's like, "He's happy. I video chatted him. He's okay. He's fine. He's fine with his dad. He's happy." I was like, "He's putting on a front. I know my son. He's depressed. You should know that." And she's like, "You should let him stay with his dad." I was like, "I'm not taking him right now." Like, she's like, "He messaged me. He asked if you're stable enough. You know, he found out that I was going to take him." I was like, "I'm not taking him like that, dude. I'm not stupid, dude. I'm getting my life together. And once he's done with the school year, I'll freaking have a home for him. Like, what are you so afraid of?" Like, you know, because he's paid me no child support. I mean, like, 3 times. I raised him for 7 years by myself. I finally, like, let him go over there because deep down I knew I wasn't doing good financially, mentally. Like, my son feels my emotions, and he knows, he sees me. So I was like, I can't have him here, you know.
Let's talk about that real quick. You said earlier that you've been on the streets for 2 years.
Yeah.
You had an apartment.
I had an apartment, I had a car, I had my kids. My ex, he was always going in and out of jail all the time, and, like, the drugs, like, having them in the house. I wasn't doing them in the house all the time, right? And they thought they were mine all the time. They thought I was doing them with him, and I was like, no, I wasn't. But I have a feeling that he was lying and telling his parents that he was doing them with me. Because he, like, used to be, like, my best friend to, like, wanting to be my enemy. And I was like, what did I ever do to you?
You're talking about your ex?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
gotcha.
then, like...
So that's when you lost.
And then, so when he was trying to hurt me or whatever, I hopped into CJ's car a year and a half ago, and I was like, drive, because I would never do that, because I was with my ex for 4 years, and I finally was like, I'm walking away, he's gonna kill me. So I was like, drive. And he's like, you want me to drive? Are you sure? Because he's like, he's gonna kill you. Like, if you stay with him, he'll kill you. And I was like, yeah. I was like, drive. And 2 days later, I was still there. I was scared. And my ex found me. Like, he always finds me somehow, right? So it has me thinking, I'm not safe out there on the streets. Like, me and CJ have been shot at. I don't know if he's told you. He had a dog bite. Like, we've been through a lot, and nobody's helping us. And my mom, she doesn't really want to believe me. She's like, oh, you know, it's your fault you're on the streets. I was like, Mom, you think I don't want housing, dude? Like, I'm trying. She's like, you're not trying hard enough. And she, like, started being mean to me all of a sudden. I was like, what did I do to you? And then she kept saying good morning, and I never replied. And all of a sudden, my phone went missing, like, got stolen. It's like, the universe is trying to, like, not let me talk to my family and talk to my kids. Does that make sense? Like, I used to have everything to, like, nothing, but CJ's been helping me a lot. But we've been going through so much, and, like, all we want to do is be safe. Like, all these people on the streets, like, they hate us for no reason. Like, but people say it's because they're jealous or something because of us, or like because we hustle and we come up, we're successful, and they don't like that.
Well, tell me about housing. How are you trying to achieve housing and receive housing?
So the Seattle housing project, I was gonna look that up, but I was trying to talk to Mary here at the Commons. I haven't gotten a hold of her yet. Like, she's always busy. I keep trying, obviously. Go to the GLA and where is it? GLA in Lake City. I'm gonna try that next. But every time I try to go, something comes up, or like right now, I have to take CJ to the hospital because he has like a spider bite or something on his finger, and like something literally always comes up, you know. Like, and I'm like, God, come on, you know, I'm tired. Yeah, that's why I haven't really slept.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you said you've been up for.
I have a lot on my mind.
A couple of days, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
2, 3 days.
2 or 3 days. Oh wow.
Well, we have a tent right now, but like people keep trashing it, and like one day they stole all my clothes, they peed all over my stuff, and like I don't understand why, because like us homeless people should all empower each other and uplift each other and come up. Like, I was thinking we should make like a money making team. Let's make a money team. Let's come up, you know, like reliable people, trustworthy people, people who actually like want to work and actually want to like come up, because people here, all they do is smoke. Like, we don't do that. We freaking, I want to get fully clean. Like, I want to, because once upon a time I was fully clean, and I want to get fully clean, and that includes no alcohol, you know, no weed and all that.
Yeah, you get, I mean, my guess is people get stuck in their addiction.
Yeah.
And I've talked to several people saying,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to get clean. I want my kids back so bad. You have no idea. And my mom says, you don't want it bad enough. I was like, you don't understand. You've never been through it. You've never, like, she had an intervention with me the first time she found out. She's like, tell me the truth, are you doing drugs? And she looked in my eyes, and I wasn't talking to her for a while. I stopped again, and she knew.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're my daughter. Like, what the heck? I want to know. I'm not mad at you. She's like, you're not mad at me? She's like, well, I am mad at you, but I want to know, like, why, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a point of, I mean, I have 2 daughters, and I would want them to tell me anything and everything. And sure, maybe I would have some anger, but
like,
I still
so
love
my
them
sister and my mom have a way different bond than we do, like, which probably happened when I left, which me and my mom never really had a good bond, and I don't know why. And I have a feeling maybe I had a good bond with my dad, and I don't remember it, but my mom and my sister get along, and my brother and my mom get along, and she tells them that she loves them, but she never told me she loved me growing up. So I asked her, I was like, what the heck? But I found out, because when I went to treatment like 2 years ago, they were telling me that my mom was like set in different ways, like in her culture and traditions, that she doesn't know how to express love and you know say I love you and shit. Like, then why did she tell my siblings that? Like, that's not fair. I told her, I was like, maybe I started doing drugs because you never told me you loved me growing up. And then I got to her, I could tell. Yeah. And she didn't know what to say because she doesn't know how to handle me, because like my brother and sister don't really have emotions. Like, they never cry, but I cry. But she taught me how to mask my emotions. Like, she's like, don't cry, like, set it in, you know? But like, I told her, I was like, I want to be half the mom you are. Like, you're really strong. And she's like, when your dad died, I never did drugs. Like, I stepped up for my kids. And she's like, you can do it too. She's like, your mental health isn't doing good. You need to get help. I was like, I don't know how to get help. I used to be on anxiety meds and stuff, and like depression, and like.
Well, I'm curious, like, why do you think?
Why I do drugs?
Yeah, like, what do you think's happening there?
I think I just started doing drugs because I felt like that was my outlet, and that was like my escape, and you know, I didn't get judged, or I got judged all growing up by my mom. Like, my mom was like, oh, you don't look pretty, or you gotta do your hair a certain way, or you gotta do your face a certain way. It's stupid things, and like, I have to wear a certain outfit, and I have to look, like, Indians are so judgmental, it's so annoying. like if I sounded like this, like welcome to 7-Eleven, you know, like the Indian accent, like they do, like I don't know, because I'm so whitewashed, but I'm so Indian at the same time, which is weird, because I told her I'm way more Indian than her kids at home. Like they have like a weird, they can barely speak all the words perfectly, and I can. I don't even talk to my mom every day. So like I was like, because my cousins, they live in Canada, and my cousin's a year older than me, and my aunt and uncle and all them on my dad's side, they haven't talked to me in 10 years.
Yeah.
After I left, when I went to Georgia, they were mad at me for leaving, right? My cousin was mad at me and stuff. They still won't talk to me. I sent letters, I sent messages. Like, they just don't want to talk to me. And I was like, Mom, why do they want to talk to me? She's like, they're ready to talk to you now. Your aunt's ready. I was like, oh, she's ready now? What about when I was ready? I want to talk to her. Because I haven't went to family parties in 10 years. And my mom goes to, like, every family party. She went to all their weddings, everything, you know?
Yeah,
in
well,
Canada.
my kind of outlook or perception of drugs, illegal, legal, it's like coping mechanism, right? It's like people don't want to feel, for whatever, all kinds of different reasons, trauma, like whatever,
too
escape.
much emotions, yep.
Sometimes it's fun, and that only lasts a little bit, but then people get stuck in their addiction, and and there's tobacco, caffeine, video games, all kinds
everything's
of
an addiction, everything you die from, and like my mom thinking you might die from that. Like you die from everything, dude.
Well,
like,
I mean, I think illegal drugs definitely you're gambling, and death
life
is
and death. I know.
I mean, you've probably known.
I've lost so many people.
Right, so you know more than I do.
And I want to help people. I've realized what I want to do is help people mentally, because a big reason why people do drugs is because they're mentally not doing good, because they don't have a support system. Like people actually care. They say they care, but they can talk about them behind their back and pretend like they care, and they don't. So they have that big trust issue. They have a big wall, high wall up there. Like they don't want to let it down. And when they let it down and people hurt them, they just want to keep on using,
Yeah. Well,
and
it's
I want to help people, like in high school, and young girls or whatever, or anybody for that matter, like who need help and who don't have a place to go, like to know that they're not alone, because I was alone growing up. My mom wasn't there for me, She can say she was, but she wasn't really mentally there for me. So, but I was always mentally there for my kids.
And like, you talk to all your kids, or just some of them?
I talked to my oldest. Well, I haven't talked to him in like a week, because his dad, I think, blocked me and won't let me talk to him for some reason. Like, won't let me call him now all of a sudden. So I have to talk to his grandma and grandpa, because they're really close to me. His grandma, my ex's mom, was really close to me at one point, and I need to know. And I really want to send my ex a message asking him what the heck, like, were you really gonna stoop that low? But in a nice way, in a civil way, because like I can word my things right in a civil way, whereas in like before, that's how I know I evolved and I matured, because I'm not like saying mean words and stuff to him. He's still the father of my kid, my oldest, and I know he's a girlfriend or whatever, because he did send me a message saying you should have 2 jobs, you should be working full time, blah 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 blah, and you should have a boyfriend, And I was like, excuse me, you got a girlfriend and you cheated on me and you tried to get my son to meet her within a week, so who are you to talk? And you only gave me child support a couple times. I raised my kid by myself, so what's up, dude? Like, don't go there. And I was like, because he asked for full custody, because I got full custody. I was like, don't go there. You know what happened. Like, if you want to know what happened, ask me honestly and I will tell you. Like, you hear it from everyone else, all these rumors from my family especially. Well, it's going to be a fib. Like, they keep saying, you say you're going to be something, you say you're going to do something, you say you're going to be successful, but you're not, right? So I told my brother, like, why are you working at State Farm? You have a business degree. You could be something way bigger. You're smart.
Well, Jessica, I'm curious about, you have these goals of
helping
people. I love that.
I want to write a book, actually, called...
How do you get there? How do you envision yourself getting there?
So I want to write a book called Red Dot in Recovery. And I want to write it about my addiction. It's going to be about an Indian girl battling addiction. So I guess I'm writing it right now. No.
Well, maybe you're still in it.
I haven't really. Yeah, I am in it. I am.
Right, you're in that.
So the ending is going to be me getting my kids back, because everyone says, "Oh, you're not going to get them. Oh, you're going to get them. Oh, whatever." Like,
what does that
they
look
want to
like?
mentally drag me down. So basically, all these people want to mentally drag me down, and they want to make me think that I'm not a good mom. But I'm a really good mom. I worked freaking almost 40 hours and provided for all my kids. Like, I was basically a single mom. Like, my ex didn't help me. He barely helped me. And I'm not the one to bash anybody. But it's time for me to talk, dude. Like, I'm done. I'm putting my foot down, and I'm saying no, because I've been a quiet yes person for a long time. So basically, I'm gonna be like, fuck you. No, just kidding. Basically, I want to see myself and CJ, because his confidence levels are really low too. But like, I want to be something, and I want to give a shout out to my mom, basically, especially because she's fucking my role model. You know, she may not think so, but she is. And I want to give her a restaurant, and I'm gonna write that book. I haven't written it yet because everything gets lost, but. And I like to rap, but dancing, rapping, I want a dance studio, I want to write a book, I want my kids to have everything they've ever dreamed of. Like, it's not about bribery because their dad bribes them with money and stuff, like, but I'll bribe them with time, because I always spend time with my kids, and spend time. I asked my mom, I was like, is it time that's better, or is it money? Because she's like, oh, he has money, he's set. Yeah, Mom, he's set, but he's not happy. And I was like, how could you think he is? And probably got her thinking, because then she can't talk to me no more, because she knows I'm right.
One last question I like to ask before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Jaskaran, is there anything that you would want the people of Seattle to know?
I want people in Seattle to know that racism shouldn't be a thing, dude. It's 2024, grow up. Nobody's perfect, people are cut from different cloths. Like, you can fall, doesn't mean you can't get back up and try again, dude. Like, I fell so many times. I'm falling right now. Like, this is not my high point. Sure, people may do, like, drugs and stuff, but, like, it's hard to get clean. Like, before you judge somebody, step in their shoes and realize it, because when I go panhandle or anything and ask people for money, they, like, look at us and, like, ew, ew, like, what are you wearing, blah, blah, blah. Or, like, I'm like, who cares, dude? I got a mind, dude. I'm smart. I'm not stupid, I'm smart. And drugs can be done in moderation, but it doesn't even, like, at this point, it's just to kind of get well. I want to get on methadone, like, just to get well, just to, gradually get off the stuff and get clean fully, because, like, my mom had me detox for 5 days with no meds, and she had no idea what to do, and I was suffering, and she didn't know what to do at all. She gave me no Tylenol either. She gave me Gatorade. And she's like, I don't know what to do. She wouldn't let me Google it either. And I was like, let me Google it, please. And she's like, no, you're going to go ask for drugs. I was like, I get it. You don't trust me. But I'm smart. Let me Google this shit.
She tried to get you to stop cold turkey?
Yeah.
Just by herself?
Yeah, with my brother.
That's probably not the way to do it.
And my ex's family, dude.
Oh, wow. That was the intervention?
That was 5 freaking days and, like, intervention. Asking, like, what are you doing with your life? Blah, blah, blah. What are you guys doing with your life? My siblings are still living with my mom. They got no life skills. Can't do anything. Like, they have no street skills. They had to ask me for how to do taxes. Like, I love my siblings, but, like, come on, man, get along. Like, people should be uplifting each other.
Well,
I have a lot to say.
It's okay.
I haven't talked about my life in a while.
Well, it's good to hear your voice. Thanks for
I
sharing
didn't
part
cry,
of your
so
story.
that's good.
Well, I mean, that would have been okay.
A lot of my friends are sober though. Like, I told them I was, but I'm like doing really good right now mentally, but I'm doing better. Once I get my kids back, I'll be the happiest.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you have these dreams, these beautiful dreams. I hope you can achieve them, and that road to get there.
Because my ex told my son, he told him, he's like, Mom, I know you have a boyfriend. I was like, wait, what? Because I was gonna tell him, and he was like, my dad told me, and I was like, why? I was like, oh yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And my son's smart though. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows it. But yeah, I mean, one day I'll be famous, because I do want to be a rapper, but I don't know. I don't have too much confidence, but
we got time.
YouTube now. No,
you got time. All right.
It's nice to meet you.
Let me grab that little mic.
Oh god. Oh shoot! Did the microphone fall out?
Mine fell too.
Oh gosh.